live already, isn't it?
Hey, it's live right now, baby.
It's live already.
It's live right now, baby.
So it is. We have. Okay, so before anybody says anything, yes, we know there's no there's no monitor. We have no screen. We have no video. Paul can see everything, but we can't see anything on the TV, and you guys can't see us. So,
it is bad. Are we back to that audio?
Yes.
Oh man, I have no idea how to fix that either.
Hear it.
Okay, I gained everybody really down.
I can barely hear it.
Right.
Barely hear it.
All right, that's you.
Down some more. Down.
Dude, I have no idea what causes that. Like,
Me neither.
Total fucking loss.
It sounds like a velociraptor screaming.
Yeah, right. All right, so.
Dude, you know how to mute it. You hear it?
Yeah. Dude, I have no idea what that is.
fuck it, we'll do it live. All right, guys. We are having just about every problem that you could imagine. And we have quite frankly, no idea how to solve that besides just unplugging things and plugging them back in.
Sound all right?
Yeah, how's the sound?
He sounds good. It doesn't sound bad.
Okay. Well, that's a good start.
Sounds good.
So now that we're down to one mic, we're okay. All right, so we're gonna cut in mic 2.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Any better?
We still good?
We still good? You can turn it up. How's that?
Good. That's still good.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. So Farmer's got a mic.
Okay, Farmer's got a mic.
Farmer don't need a mic.
Actually, talk into that mic, Ryan, if you could.
How's this sound?
Oh, that sounds right.
Does that sound pretty good?
Yeah, I think that's coming through. Okay.
Sounds pretty good.
All right, Chris, plug yours in.
Just line up the clip with you'll see the little. Yeah.
All right, that's excellent. Sound good? How's it sound?
Bring it.
How's that sound? Say something. Can you hear me?
Okay. See, the thing is like I don't know where the audio is coming from. See, the audio is coming through a different mic now. So if we go back to the switcher, everybody hold your ears. So if we go back to the switcher,
Good.
that just okay. All right, boys. Everybody hold your ears. I can't believe I swore like that on that.
I mean, we have you.
All right. How are you guys? Ah, see, we're right back to it. I can't believe I swore like that on that. All right, we have you.
Man, it don't sound too bad.
Okay. Nah, it's there. Though. Right here. Yeah.
I hear that right there.
That don't sound too bad.
Very interesting. It's there.
See, I hear it right there.
Yeah. I'm gonna mute the mic. All right, here we go. All right, give me a little audio, boys.
Hello, 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 hello. How's that sound? Decent? Somewhat?
How's that sound?
Dude, we're holding a better audience than this show usually holds, with us just working through technical difficulties.
I know, really.
How bad is that?
We appreciate you guys like tuning in and watching this thing.
Okay, Ryan's loud.
Am I too loud?
I don't know. So we're still on the... Okay, so we're back on the regular mics,
Yeah.
but we're still on the BS camera. Sounds good, but we have repeat issues. Where is that coming in from? I'm just worried that there's something buried in this like rock and roll PV soundboard that I have no idea what to What to adjust? Well, typically it's just these four and these four. That's everything that runs the show right there, right? Oh, look who's calling me. We got Josh on the phone.
Because of that whole Danny.
Hello, buddy. Hey, what's up? So we are having a lot of trouble with the camera feed for the show, and we'll deal with the audio issues later. But right now, the camera feed is problem one. So if we try to run the camera through the mini board, the Blackmagic, we don't get anything. It's just zero camera. Great. So if we try to run the cameras through the Blackmagic board, they don't work. We just get a black screen. Josh?
Yep.
Did you hear me?
I can hear you now.
So every time we try to run the cameras through the Blackmagic, the switcher, we don't get any video. What does that mean? How do we diagnose it?
You don't get any video through the Blackmagic?
Yeah. So right now, I'm going to switch the camera to Blackmagic, and we have a black screen. Yeah. No, if we run through the switchboard, we get black screen. The only camera we get is FaceTime. Everybody is really enjoying watching me troubleshoot. Oh, no one can see my good luck banana hat. So no, period. Like on the stream, we are getting no video output from the Blackmagic. Like,
I can't hear you.
You have bad service. You need to tell them to call you on Facebook audio. Well, you got Wi-Fi.
yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, call me back through Messenger, dude. It'll be easier.
Alright.
I get dog shit service down here in the basement.
All right, we all do.
Yeah, right. $37 people to watch us troubleshoot. Somebody say something about fishing.
Can they hear us?
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know. I can't see comments, so it's-
Well, Tim Hancock thinks I should get an Emmy. Tatum thinks I have no idea what I'm doing, which is true.
Yeah, that's true.
Jeremiah said the audio was okay, but the camera was no good. And I think that was when we were running everything here.
We can deal with it. We can deal with as long as we're not blowing everybody's ears up.
Yeah, right.
As long as you guys aren't hearing stuff through a trash.
All right,
can.
you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so check it out. Every time we try to run the cameras, like problem one, when we try to run the cameras through the Blackmagic board, we get no video.
No video.
Yeah, that's like when we switch the Blackmagic board into the camera for the stream, we get just a black screen.
But you get the cameras on the screen, like on the...
Yeah. The right-hand monitor shows
thing.
the video feed as we know it.
Yeah. Can you... haven't messed with that, have we? Like, can you make sure that it's plugged up to the computer?
Yeah. Which cable is the important one that goes to the computer? Is it HDMI out? USB out?
There is it's like the USB-C out of Blackmagic goes to USB to the,
Okay. Okay, so we need to follow this small, so See, it's this small cord right here. You got it? Okay. Farmer's on the case.
Does it sound in it?
Okay.
So is it plugged in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that should be plugged into the R2D2, right?
It says it is. Or
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Okay. Do you have another USB? Dream. Okay, guys, we have the Luke Jackson of Fish North, Georgia in to close out this situation. I'm sure you're all ready for that. All right. So the onboard stuff on the Mac is obviously taking everything out correctly. What do we need to look at, Josh?
Let me
Restart the Black Man.
see. Let me like FaceTime you or something.
Okay.
See if I can see what's happening.
See if we can turn camera on. All right. What do you want to see?
I have to turn the RTD off.
Yeah, right.
Alright, so you've got the monitor
Set the whole stream down.
that's showing all the cameras. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then it's just not going to the computer.
Yeah. So you can see the computer, right?
Yep.
So if we go from the FaceTime static camera to the Blackmagic switchboard, we're here. Just darkness imprisoning us.
Yeah. Go back to show me the switcher.
Okay, there's the switchboard.
You see something that
It's like we have the 4 cameras here, right?
yeah.
This guy goes out to the big monitor. This
You
goes
see something that says FTB.
FTB. Where do I need to be looking for that? Yeah, video out right here. Do I need to turn that on?
Click that maybe.
All right, that button is clicked.
What do you got now?
We are still no bueno.
Negative.
Yeah, still black. It's FTB is blinking though. Like, is that meaningful?
Hit it again.
All right. All right, we hit it again.
We actually got
Switching back.
See. We
Shit,
actually
I just
got
got it. I just
Yeah,
got
still
it
nothing.
This last weekend.
I have no idea.
Sweet.
I think probably maybe
I think everything got struck by lightning.
the old-fashioned off and turn it back on again.
Oh, all right. Like, do we just need to power everything down and then try to come back, or
Maybe.
okay?
And I can head that way. Be there in like 10 minutes.
Do it.
See if I can't figure it out.
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
He said this was
Ah,
an
bye.
off the wall show. Off the wall fishing.
All right, Paul.
Yo,
Can you speak into the mic?
I think they can hear me. My people.
If your people can hear you, what we're going to do, Josh is on his way, and what we're going to do is we're going to cancel this stream, and when we get it back up and fixed, we will go back live.
All right. I don't think they can hear you say that. They can hear me say that.
Well, you say
Guys, Josh is on the way. He's going to help us with some technical support. Fish North Georgia live Thursday night, brought to you by Chase Cassidy, or Chase Epley and the Cassidy Agency. Hopefully back here in about 15-20 minutes, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about fishing.
Sit tight. We'll be back.
Sit tight. We'll be back
Maybe.
after these messages
Maybe.
from your sponsors.
We have no sponsor.
Trigger it.
Dude, we have 2 sponsors. That's 2 more sponsors than a lot of people.
Are we off now?
No, absolutely not.
No, we're not.
No, I'm gonna let the banter run until Josh gets here, dude.
Are our mics muted?
In a second.
No, yeah, I gotta mute everybody so Ryan can use some salty language. Fish North Georgia Rain Delay Show brought to you by Steve's Nuts. Dude, I wonder how many people I can hold on the stream just sitting here gobbling nuts for 20 minutes. This is the one that's gonna go viral. Just a little update for y'all. Chris Randolph is the only professional at the table. Ryan's watching TikTok. Farmer is messing around with some pliers. Would you say those are pliers or oversized forceps?
Oversized forceps.
They're oversized forceps. Josh is on his way to hopefully fix this. And I'm gobbling out of this big old nut bag. Boys, we are having a time. Jeremiah, Danny is not feeling well today. I guess he said he had a migraine, right?
He'll have headaches for like a month afterward.
Yeah.
Did you get COVID?
So he's not really. Thanks, Steve. He's not really feeling it. So we were trying to fly by the seat of our pants. It's not working.
Twice.
So, thank you, Steve. I don't know what else you got. What are they eating on Notley Farm?
A whole lot of nothing.
Farm says Notley's tough. Chris, where do you usually fish?
Lanier only. Well, pretty much.
How's Lanier fishing?
Tough.
Chris says Lanier's tough too.
Well, sort of tough. It just depends on what time you go. It's not that bad.
Catch them all day. All day.
Ryan, where you been fishing?
Upriver.
Ryan's been
Up Chastity, up the Hooch.
Ryan's been down south Baldridge way.
I've been past Don Carter twice in the past 2 weeks.
He says he's getting them on that Jim Farmer green popper.
Emerald Popper. Are you talking to people?
Hell yeah.
He's keeping them going. He's keeping them here.
Rain delay show, man.
Shoot, I went to Notley and I put that boat in inches of water up that river.
Hell yeah, that's
Catching
what I did
fish.
too. There you go.
Just- Oh man, Tim Hancock, too damn hot to fish. You should have been where I was last week, Tim. You'd have liked it up there.
I'm going to pee.
You wave at your people on the way. Say hello.
I don't know. I was sitting on Appalachia this weekend.
See, Ryan's here too. You were on the lake that we shouldn't talk about.
Yep.
You're at Fight Club.
I'm only throwing 2 baits upriver right now.
2 ghosts.
Which one? The horny toad and what else?
Horny toad and something else that I'm not going to tell.
So he's got the horny toad and the secret sauce.
A horny toad and a...
Chris, what are you throwing right now?
Secret sauce has been
The OG and a fluke, that's about it.
So you're in on the OG train?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Are you throwing the floater or the sinker?
Float.
Chris Randolph says the floating OG is the jam right now.
That's the money.
I got one of those and I was shocked.
That's the money right there.
Yeah. What are you throwing on the Notley Farmer?
Notley,
Yeah.
jig, and a fluke.
Farmer's an old school bass fisherman. He says he's throwing a jig and a fluke on Notley and he's wearing them out.
Ah! I wouldn't say wearing them out.
He's trying to wear them out.
I'm upriver. That's about all you can do up there. You can throw a spinnerbait if you want to.
Farmer, you throwing that Tim Hancock spinnerbait yet?
I have, a couple times.
Yeah? How's that going for you?
I got the blade stolen. I gotta get another one.
Well, I mean, they're big blades. I mean, people need to meddle, I guess.
Oh no, the fish stole the blade.
Oh, well, that's different. Brian Markinson says Ryan is throwing a drop shot. If he was down here, he'd be shoving me out of the way so he could shout at you.
Drop shot.
I'm the only person here that actually likes a drop shot. Everyone else totally out. Hundy P out on the drop shot.
So you got 3 power guys sitting down here.
You know what? It's not my first thing to throw, dude, but I like it. It catches fish.
That is my last resort.
Yup. I still won't even do it then.
Yeah, I'll catch
I'd
one.
rather go
And
home
my
than throw the
next,
drop
my
shot.
next hole, I don't even pick it up until I move again.
Eric Beasley, drop shot was working 5 minutes ago. Well, we ain't been working for half an hour now. More than that. We've been chasing this for what, 35 minutes, you figure?
45 minutes.
45?
So for anybody wanting to know, the crawfish in Lanier look like this right now. So
That's good to know.
come get a True Grit Chattahoochee crawl jig.
Is that a collaboration between
With-
you and Foster?
No, it is not. It is not actually.
That mic ain't hot.
I named it that way.
He named it that way on purpose.
Oh.
What mic is hot?
I don't know. You look like you're trying to talk into that mic. That's
Well,
not, that's not
I'm
the
just,
mic.
I'm just trying to.
You're just trying to get in there, big
When
guy.
you're 6'7", man, you got to get down in here with it. However, but anyway, if you take you a green pumpkin 5-inch double tail grub, and dip the tails in some orange and go with
Little orange.
this jig as well, you will find out that they are chomping on it. What?
Oh.
Everybody knows about the chartreuse dip. Don't tell everybody about the orange dip.
And which dip do you use? Are you a JJ's or a Spike It or a
Spike it.
You're a Spike It guy?
Spike it. I spike it. JJ's has got some different color. Their chartreuse seems to be a little duller than Spike it.
I spike it.
All right.
I spike it.
So which one of you is most likely to spend the most money on Uncle Josh pork trailers when they come back to market? Nobody?
Tim Hancock.
I'm gonna say I'm a.
You never going back?
That double tail grub's got money for me all year.
Really, that double tail works for you all year?
Just about it.
Really?
I'll downsize my jigs in the wintertime and still throw like a 4-inch double tail grub that doesn't have as much flap to it as the 5s do.
A little less. Oh, there you go. We gotten more juice in the last 5 minutes on this show, you know, from the wrong side of the camera. we get you all over there in the dark in the confessional, and you're willing to talk about stuff.
Yeah, when we can't see them.
Here, I'll spill some more juice.
Oh, Ryan's coming to spill some more juice. Get in here, man. Sit down. Keep him entertained. Here's some juice. Oh, that's a good looking crop. That's a really
you can't really tell.
really good look. Hey, that's going to be on the True Grit Instagram later tonight.
That I know the screen
Hashtag
is
True Grit
kind
Capital.
of reflective of it, but it is orange and green, and that is a crawfish that actually was in the live well last weekend, and that's pretty much they've been chomping on it right now. I know a lot of the reports right now is a lot of drop shot fish being caught. The fluke bite on the main lake has been extremely thunder, is what I guess we'll call it.
Extremely thunder.
Yeah, it's been really thunder. I know a lot of guys have been catching them on down south on a fluke.
Dude, are you gonna try to make thunder happen?
You know, I don't.
Lightning never strikes in the same spot twice.
Listen. Saturday, I threw up over top of a log upriver, and one bit on the other side of it, and I jerked him over the log. So, you know, I even shared a TikTok video of what it's like. I said, "Hey," that looks exactly like what I just did.
The hell out of someone.
I hit one the other day on a little topwater popper. The bluegill hit.
Topwater down south tonight. Yeah. So, Eric, you got your mentor,
Flying back at you.
Whack! On the side
Mr.
of the
LJ.
bluegill just sitting there like out of
Damn. Oops. That's funny.
but fishing right
See, I fish
now.
too much light crap. I gotta go in there with the kayak and go get him.
Yeah. But fishing right now, pretty much anywhere you go, you need to be very vigorous in what you do first thing in the morning, moving bait wise. If you find the right area right now, then you will put if in a tournament situation right now, you'll put 5 in the boat real fast. And you know, it's just this past Saturday. I mean, I've been fishing a lot the past 2 weeks. It's been hot, but if you find the right area right now, you know, specifically, I have not actually been down below Brown's Bridge in over a month. All my fishing has either been up to Chestatee or been up to Chattahoochee, and that's pretty much where I've been catching all my fish right now. So Josh is here now, I believe.
That's home for me down there.
I think Jesus is walking down the steps right now.
I probably won't fish it again until October.
There, here he comes. All right, here comes Josh. I can look at his ugly.
Hey, look who's here. We're keeping it. We're doing it in shifts.
Our computer whiz is here.
So we have a major audio problem, but a major video problem.
Yeah.
feel like I'm gonna have to move.
I gotta get another lawnmower. Swung a belt by the front porch.
Oh Lord!
Salt from the head.
All right, boys, it's happening. He's gonna fix us up, and it's gonna work fine. Maybe. I don't know.
Unless Josh deems it like technical malfunction.
Pride.
Hey.
Yeah. Before it works, where's all the bathroom? Upstairs.
Before
Go straight up the steps, take a left, and you'll see the door right there on your left. All right. Spoon jack.
What do they call this thing?
Spoon jack.
Boom jack and boat docks.
No, it was
That's
like,
the river to sea.
yeah, if I actually wanted to buy one.
Yeah, James Watson, river to sea, spoon jacking. Spoon.
What is it? Is that?
No, it comes like that.
Well, I know, I've done that to a bunch of my flutter spoons when they're eating the front of it. Plus, once they get hooked, when they get hooked on that giant 4-ounce
Yeah.
hunk of metal ain't attached to them, they can't throw it as easy.
Yeah.
And that stinger hook will catch them sometimes too. You catch them with a treble hook, and the stinger hook will wrap around.
Get a little extra.
Get a little extra.
What do you throw that on?
My big swim bait rod was 25 pound fluorocarbon.
Big game.
Well, you have to. It actually don't get hung as bad as you think it would.
And if it does get hung, it's heavy enough that you kind of play a little bit, it'll knock itself
It'll
out.
knock itself out. Yeah. Do that or have birds.
That
The tackle's stout enough, you just drag whatever it is
If you're
on
doing
the boat.
what I do with it, or flipping around boat docks and letting it
Yeah.
kind of scoop back into these boat docks, and somebody sunk a brush pile under there you didn't know about.
That is killer at night.
This? I can see it.
You get around any kind of light at all.
It'll go.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it'll go. No.
Yeah.
Take me away.
But it was like one of the most popular rocket lights on Lanier.
They're all popular. We don't have enough of
Yeah.
them for there to
For
be
real.
bad ones.
Because
Dude, my neighbor had a set for a while, dude. They would pull fish up in 4 feet of water in February, like every night.
Yeah.
Stacked.
It's just like rain in the dinner mill.
Yeah. There were almost never not fish on that thing. Once they get fished for a little bit, though, shit.
Well, they become educated pretty quick.
Yeah. No, they get hard to catch quick.
I don't really know what's happening here.
Uh oh.
We've been fried.
Uh oh. We were giving away too many secrets. The fishing police came and shut us down.
You must have.
It's my fault. I should have told Danny no, I couldn't come today.
Danny said he's at home, he feels like death.
Nurse, she got it.
Most likely one too good.
As he said, Josh may know better than me too, but as he said, I think, he said that Tatum come home Thursday feeling bad.
Yeah.
Then she said, I'm gonna get tested because, he
Downhill from there.
yeah.
I
Now,
just got over it a week
Now
or-
Amanda and
last
Tatum
weekend.
both went to the hospital.
I got it.
Oh, yeah.
but mine was no more than a head cold.
See, I got it, I'm pretty sure that I got it about this time last year. I just had persistent fatigue headaches for like 2.5 weeks.
Okay,
It was miserable.
I had it at Christmas. I had it
Oh,
at
dude,
Christmas.
I never tested positive, but I got tested immediately because I was intending to go to Wisconsin and see all of my family who were all in their like 60s and 70s. You know, I was like, oh yeah, no way. If there's even a shadow of doubt in my mind, I'm not going to do that.
Well, it's funny, I brought that thing in here because I use that around boat docks. When they get on that really little stuff, the oxes start throwing crappy jigs.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, see. Dude, this is the most we've ever got out of Farm on the show.
Huh?
This is the most we've ever got out of you on the show,
So we
man.
try to keep a little bit quiet about some of this shit. They don't nobody even know you can flip it down 3/16 have crappy jig, right?
Crappy fish, man.
Crappy fish we do.
Yeah, I do it. I thought that was something only I was out there doing. I got suckered into doing Kyle's crappie trail last year, and dude, we tore the spots and lips up on crappie jigs. So from there on out, I was like, dude, I'm shooting
When
lots
they
of
get
this.
on, that tiny stuff.
Yeah.
It's over with.
Yes, I got a buddy.
Poor Chris is over here trying to catch damn crappie and crappie. He's like, damn.
As I got a buddy, it's a big crappie fisherman. He catches some giants and take them on the stick. I don't know how he ever gets one in the boat.
They
on that
don't
damn
come off
3-pound
easy
test.
either. I
or
get
No,
whatever.
them little hooks.
No, they're little hooks.
Yeah.
They just, yeah.
Y'all use the Arky ones?
Very
I use the
little Arky.
I usually don't. I don't
Hey.
usually go away from.
Got it.
You got it.
Really?
Did the old unplug it, plug it back in.
That's sweet.
Now
Look
come
at
look.
you.
Now come look at this before you.
Okay, now our next
Now here's the next
hurdle is the
problem.
audio problem. Yeah.
So
So we have the audio problem and we have the blinking TV screen problem.
Yeah, I think the blinking TV screen is like. So this is the most we get out of this monitor right now. Is like that.
I think the boards.
We think she might be done so.
I think Danny gave it COVID.
The overhand right. So the talkback monitor's got the Rona.
Where are you going this week?
Puerto Rico.
I told him
Nice.
it was either Rico or Rico. You're going somewhere. I didn't know where you were going.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rican.
So two cameras on and audio's on.
Okay. So we got Black Magic Audio. So, check in if with the two people that are still watching. We need to make sure that we
Still
sound
still got 25 people there.
like people and not robots. See? See?
So we keep some entertainment. I had to go get some views and share it.
So
There's 25 people that actually heard some real juice tonight.
We don't know. We don't really know why that is doing that way.
Like I said, I think.
Yeah,
Ford
we think that
shot.
one might be done, so dude.
This is why Josh makes the big
Yeah.
photography. He's off to fix it.
Watch me.
Watch me whip.
big money to come in and turn it off, turn it back on.
Well, I tried that.
We
a while ago.
thought we already did that,
I tried the technical term of turn it off, turn it back on.
It's IT solution number 1 right there. My computer is like everybody that I work with. Well, my computer's broken. You try to turn it off, turn it back on. Like before.
Next is blow into the ports.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like a Nintendo game, dude. You gotta blow into the cartridge a little bit to get it to work.
Yeah, this guy might be, I don't know.
I just dated myself with that, but
That's
okay.
alright. I used to do the same thing.
Dude, if that is one internet meme that I'm convinced is real. If you didn't blow into the N64 or the NES or the SNES cartridge, yeah, it's like if you didn't do that, you had a bad chocolate. Like things just didn't go well for you. We don't know what's going on, guys. Josh is solving problems right now. It's riveting stuff.
You're live audio and video, so
Yeah.
you just can't see over on this side. So
Okay. So we should probably ask our guests about the audio quality and whether or not it sounds as if we are like in the middle of being attacked by transformers, because that was also an issue.
Autobots roll out.
That was good, dude.
That was actually pretty good.
How much time have you spent practicing that, Ryan? Ryan's out on the boat, like the bite's no good.
yeah, I don't know about
Did
this.
you get an Altera just so you can like
Yeah,
have the
I
boat
think if you
transform?
blink in red when you turn it on, max power down here, blink
That's what you
red.
need, you know, the poles and the Altera and everything.
I think that's an
moving all over
indicator
the
that
place.
the board's either locked up or
Yeah.
it's been, it took a shot.
Yeah. All right. So
That is pretty good. All right. So do we have any
hear-
reports on the audio?
we can hear everything everyone is saying.
And it sounds
We can
good.
hear you, but nobody is using the mics.
Are we sure that we have the mics set to like the switcher?
Nope. They are. It'd be good to go now.
Okay, because when we were going through the switcher, we had the Transformers problem. It was Decepticons, it was Autobots, it was not good.
Starscream.
It was. What was the one that turned into the boombox? There was a little one. Oh man. I'm gonna be Googling that later.
Know how to do Optimus Prime.
Because I'm a tremendous nerd, I'll be Googling that later. Which Transformer transformed into the boombox? There's somebody out there in the comment section right now that's like, it's that one!
This Paul is loud.
How do we sound, Josh?
I don't know.
It's loud.
Okay, like loud and awful like earlier, or just loud? Okay, like loud and awful like earlier, or just loud? Okay, that's not bad.
There's a bunch of
Oh,
feedback.
that's not good. Yeah, there it is. There it
It's
is.
getting that feedback trap again.
So once that feedback loop starts up, it is just, like
It is
unstoppable.
awful.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
I don't think that wearing the headphones does anything.
He heard you. He just looked up at you like.
It makes you look official. I don't know. I probably don't know what to listen to. But like I put them on and I hear you guys and you sound great and everybody like on the stream is like, oh my god, it sounds like they're in a tin can. It's awful.
I think that's. I don't know. It's good we get it.
Huh?
Or audio sounded like a dumpster rolling down 5 flights of stairs. Says it's better now.
Is that Jeremiah Giles?
Yeah.
That's funny. The specificity, I think, is what sells that. Is a dumpster rolling down 5 flights of stairs. Not 4, not 6. 5, specifically.
It sounds good. Let's roll.
At least the dumpster wasn't on fire. All right, Farm, get over here. I'm ready to push buttons.
Thanks, Josh.
The savior.
Let me know if it all burns down again.
Jesus loves
I think
little
they
children.
Good, good.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you,
Josh.
Everybody say thanks, Josh.
Bye, Josh.
Bye, Josh.
All right, so we're Wide. We're Ryan. We're Farmer. And we're Mr. Chris Randolph. Chris, go ahead and introduce yourself finally.
Yeah.
So I don't even know where to start.
Just say something.
I don't know where to start.
Hi,
All
I'm
right.
Chris Randolph.
Ryan, go ahead and introduce Chris for us.
Yeah, kick it off.
All right, so this is Chris Randolph. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who do know, you can follow him on Instagram at
Local Lanier Hooker.
local Lanier Hooker. So go over to Instagram right now and follow him. Right now, go do it. Just give him a follow. He's got his phone on him. He'll know. And give him a follow. He's very active. He's always posting pictures. He's always teasing, you know, should I drop this? Should I not? And everyone's always like, yes, please do. And I'm always one of those that's like, you better post a video or someone's going to strangle you. So, you know. But anyway, he's a local guy. He lives right here lives right here in Gainesville. Well, I say right here. He lives in Gainesville. We're in Marble Hill. Anyway, but he's on the lake. You can find him, and he's always throwing topwater, I guess, pretty much, right?
Oh yeah.
Pretty much always throwing topwater. So we got him on for tonight. Now that we finally got going, he's going to be talking with us, and basically, I guess maybe the reason why everything's going haywire is because we disrupted the fishing god's behavior tonight, because we said we're going to go against the grain and what's different things that you do to fish, when everyone else is doing this, or history says you should do this. What do you do that's a little bit different to catch fish and be successful at it? That's pretty much where we're going along the lines right now tonight. And when we got Mr. Farmer over here,
Last minute recruit.
last minute recruit at 6 o'clock this evening, and he's with us. Y'all seen him before.
He didn't know what he was getting into.
And as always, I'm here. Danny wasn't feeling too good, so he decided to go home earlier today. He's still fighting some side effects of coronavirus. And but he's feeling a lot better. He's been feeling pretty good the past several days. But guys, any of you who've had COVID, you'll feel good for like a week, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I started back over again. So all of our thoughts and stuff are with Danny. I think him and his wife, they're starting to get better. Tatum's getting better. Don't know if his boy had it or not. But anyway, he wanted me to tell you guys, too, that he appreciated all the thoughts and the prayers and all the good vibes he sent towards his way the past 2 weeks. So, again, he's very appreciative of that. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive into this, because I don't even know what time it is. So we'll get started. We're going to get started on this now.
Give us a sponsor read, and then we'll talk fishing.
Yeah, so, by the way, forgot about this. As always, this episode of Fish North Georgia Live is brought to you by State Farm and the Cassidy Agency and Chase Epley specifically. I keep rolling over my tongue tonight, and I don't know why. I guess the 2 weeks off has really got to me, I guess. But you can call him at 678-779-7269. He insures everything: rods, reels, your boat, your graphs, truck, car, Prius, whatever you want, whatever you got. Call him up and he'll insure it for you, and he'll get you the best possible deal that he could possibly get you for that. Guys, I've been in the boat with somebody who's forgot to strap their rods down, and they go over that one right wake, and rods, when they go over the side of the boat, they do one thing and one thing only: they wave goodbye. There's no getting them back. So take some time, get your rods and reels insured with Chase Epley. You'll be glad you did if something bad was to happen. Also, sponsored by Nofo Brew Co. Guys, they're almost at 10,000 followers on Instagram. So if you don't follow them, go follow them. Anybody knows where they are? They're right down there on 400, right over the line in Forsyth County, down at 400 on the left. You can't miss them. They got a fire pit and stuff outside. They do a lot of cool things. Go down there, hang out, get you a craft beer, craft brew, whatever you want to do. And as always, if you don't follow them, go follow them now on Instagram as well. And one more quick reminder before, and I'm going to mention this again at the end of the show. The Etowah Wildlife Expo is not this weekend, but next weekend, the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. That'll be at the mill on the Etowah down in Canton, Georgia. I don't know offhand what the times are. Hopefully we'll have us a good show next Thursday where we don't have any technical difficulties or anything going on, but no promises on that. But we'll get into a little bit more detail on that next week. Fish North Georgia will be there, and there's going to be a lot of guys there. We'll have a bait tank with bass in it, and we'll have a bunch of local guys there talking fishing and talking different things that they like to do. And there'll be a lot of great companies there. So come on out and support. If anything, just come take a look and walk around. It's fun. It's a good way to spend a Saturday or Sunday. So come do that. Now, without further ado, let's get into this. We're going to call this, like I said earlier, going against the grain. And basically, we've probably all been there and done that, where past experience, common knowledge says that you should be doing this, but you want to go against the grain. You want to do something a little bit different. And you go out and you do it, and you figure out a way to catch some fish doing that. And this can relate to any body of water. And so, for our main guest of honor, we'll start with Chris. What are some things that you do, that you like to do, that is just a little bit different than what everybody else always says traditionally you should do?
I don't know how different it is, because, from us talking, you guys are kind of the same way, but y'all probably go opposite than me later on. But I don't really go deep. Everybody says, oh, they're only on brush piles or just in ditches. Y'all were talking about roadbeds and whatnot earlier, and I know they go there, but growing up, I got stuck fishing just one dock, in a little cove. Tore that up. Later on, moved out. Started fishing a park that was behind our apartment. Tore them up walking the banks for years down there. Got a kayak, did the same thing, stayed shallow. And then now I got the boat, and I can't get away from it. It's how it is.
It's the way it is. And now is that because you have confidence in doing that?
Pretty much that, and it just became a habit. You hear people say all the time, you can't catch numbers and size shallow year-round, but you can, because I've done it.
Yeah, that's false.
You can do it year-round.
No, you can't.
Just because the norm says go out here and go drop shot and do all kinds of stuff like that doesn't mean that you have to go do that. If you don't have confidence in doing that, there's no reason that you should just try to go with the grain with everybody else. And everybody's catching them on drop shot and stuff like that, and fish head and whatever suspended over brush piles. So I guess I need to go do that. Guys, that does not. The fish, lakes all fish from one end to the other. They all fish differently. They all have their different ways of fishing. River arms fish differently than the main lake. Mid-lake fishes differently than the lower end of the lake. It's as it goes. One side of the lake can sometimes fish completely different than the other side of the lake. So it's just one thing you need to bear in mind and keep in mind that, just because, you read a fishing report or your buddy goes out there and says, man, I wore them out on a drop shot in brush piles on 35 feet of water, that doesn't mean that, the only way I'm going to catch fish is if I go do that. If you go out with that mentality, you're already screwed. You might as well just not even go out and go do it. You might as well just not even go fishing. Because if you leave the dock on any given day already feeling defeated in what you're doing and what you're going to do, then you're really not going to put that much effort into doing what you're going to be doing for that given day. What, Paul?
You're good.
He's doing something. He wants us.
Your delivery is very intense.
Well, I'm
enjoying it.
Well,
Giving it to him like a redheaded stepchild.
If I'm intense, I apologize. It's been a rough night. It's been a rough start to the evening.
It's a little scary. Don't even leave the dock if you're not ready to do what you need to do.
It's true.
To catch the fish.
It's true. It's a true statement, though. You can never leave the dock or the boat ramp feeling defeated. or second guessing anything that you want to do. You never can. Do you agree with that, Jonathan?
I agree with that 100%. If you go out to accomplish something during that day, go out and do it. Even if you aren't catching fish, continue to do it. Learn that technique and just continue with it.
That's right.
It's the only way you're gonna learn.
Paul, we got any juicy comments coming in right now?
Alex Green's been here for 45 seconds and really likes what you're laying down.
Wow, I appreciate that.
There you go.
We like to do that. So, as for me, I'm going to do what I'm going to do anyway, and nobody's going to change my mind about it. I got the way I fish. I'm going to fish the way I'm going to fish. I'm either going to do really, really good or I'm going to do really, really bad. But you know what? I'm not going to hang my head over it. I'm not going to feel defeated about it because it's the way I want to do it. That's how I was born and bred, and that's how I'm going to be. So, Chris, now you like to throw Topwater a lot, and we kind of dove into this a little bit earlier this evening. Is there anything else that you like to do? You said you don't like to throw shaky heads. You said you don't like to throw jigs, drop shot, anything like that. So you don't like to slow down.
Trolling motor on 100.
Trolling motor on 100. So he's got dead batteries at the end of the day.
That's right. Ain't no other way to fish.
There's really no other way to fish. A lot of people around here, they have a hard time wrapping their mind around that because as the hotter it gets, the more they focus on fishing deep, fishing deep, fishing deep, fishing deep. Look, I can fish deep. I fish shallow all the time, but I can fish deep. It don't faze me. 1 minute I'll be in less than a foot of water, and then, there's a brush pile over here out in front of this dock that's in 38 feet of water. I'm gonna drag a jig through it. That's just how I can do that. Mentally, I can do that. It doesn't bother me none. But you want to stay 100 all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I mean, I'll slow it down around the dock, but that's just to skip a few times. If I can just stay flying down the bank, I'm going to go flying down the bank.
You bait caster skipper or spinning rod?
Bird's nest all day.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
No way.
Man, once you learn to skip with a bait caster, you'll be like, man, I had the control of that.
One of us going to have to go on the boat with him and be like, here, look.
Listen, yeah. Free seminar coming up for you one day.
See mine.
Well, so if you're not throwing Topwater, what's your next go-to bait?
Probably a fluke.
A fluke. Okay.
In the same places.
In the same way.
Just about.
Okay. Now, I seen a thing. We're going to get a little juicy here. Now, I seen a little Facebook status you made not too long ago.
Uh-oh.
Someone was claiming that somebody must have said something to you about fishing brush piles.
Apparently, people think I fish them and steal them, but, dude, a lot of people that know me know I don't care about brush. It doesn't bother me. I mean, if I run some over, I'm going to another spot and I'm going down the bank and I see it, I might drop on it for a second, but if, as soon as it goes down, a little dangle and they don't do anything, I'm booking it.
Booking it on. Guys, I'm going to tell y'all something that is fact. Nowadays, with the technology we have, your secret brush piles are not as secret as you think they are. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now.
You have side scan. You look to either side 200 foot. Somebody's going to see it.
You can find it. It's very easy to find.
Everybody drops it in the most obvious places too.
Yeah.
Every steep drop, every point has brush on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At some point.
Yep. Pretty much. And if there's a brush pile that's gone, somebody's drug it off. Paul, we got anything juicy being said after that?
Corby Alfrey wants to know your thoughts about fishing in the rain. Speaking of not getting beat down by conditions and being ready to go out there and get it no matter what.
Fishing in the rain can be some of your best fishing that you've ever experienced.
Some of the biggest fish in the lake will eat when it's raining.
Yep.
Exactly. So what Farmer just said, and my biggest thing that I tell anybody that has a boat, whether it's an electric boat or a boat with a big motor on it, your best investment, not rods and reels, baits, graphs, whatever, your single best investment that you can make is in a rain suit. A rain suit. One that in the middle of summer when those pop-up storms happen that you're not going to sweat to death. but then one that in the wintertime you can just put on a long sleeve shirt and a hoodie and a pair of long johns and a pair of blue jeans and put that suit over top of it to beat the wind down and to beat some of the cold down. And it'd be the same suit that you wear in summertime that you slip on over your t-shirt and your shorts. Cannot stress that enough, the importance of getting a good rain suit. Me personally, I've had a couple different ones. The Gill suits are pretty good. The H2O suits are actually pretty good. They're made by the same company that makes the Bass Pro Shops ones.
The 100-mile-an-hour suits are really good.
The 100-mile-an-hour suits burn you up in the middle of summer. So if you get the 100-mile-per-hour suit, it'll burn you up in the summertime.
You can get the ones that come with and without the liner.
I have the Bass Pro Shops right now. What I have the Bass Pro Shops Pro Qualifier suit. It is made out of Gore-Tex, but it does not have that extra layer that the 100-mile-per-hour does. When it's 88 degrees outside and a pop-up shower comes up for 20 minutes, I can slip that thing on real quick, fish in the rain, and then when the rain goes, I'm like, oh, the rain's over, and then I can take it off, and it doesn't bother me none. I don't sweat to death. And in the summertime, you roll up and you're going to go fishing on Saturday or Sunday or during the week or whatever, you can put that thing on and you're dry. You're dry all day. So make sure, whatever, I'm not brand specific. Just personally right now, I have the XPS Pro Qualifier right now from Bass Pro Shops. It's done me real good. I've had it for 6 years now, and it keeps me dry. And but there's a lot of good suits. You really need to invest in a good rain suit when it comes to fishing any time of year, whether it's the winter, spring, summer, fall. You need to invest in a good rain suit. Farmer's got the 100-mile-per-hour. What do you got? What do you got?
I got one from Academy.
You got the H2O.
Yeah, but I just bought the bibs. I was a cheapo and just bought some other rain jacket that works.
Frog
halfway.
Tog. Frog Tog's come out with a good one now. They've actually put the Gore-Tex to some of theirs.
Have they?
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust Frog Togs.
I didn't until I saw my dad bought a pair of them, and they're actually Gore-Tex lined and all that. They're pretty good.
So that's the biggest advice to whoever that was that said that is go get a suit. Do not worry about the rain.
Fish in the rain.
Fish in the rain.
Best days.
Fish are already wet.
Well, yeah, fish don't drown. Fish don't drown. So, you know what I mean? Fishing in the rain don't matter. So, anyway, any other good, juicy questions?
Are any of y'all current guys? Alex wants to know.
Oh yeah, this time of year,
Current,
I'm living the river this time of year.
Yeah, that's the only place to be right now. On Lanier specifically right now, both the rivers right now, the water temperature is about 7 degrees cooler.
I don't know, on Notley it's 15 degrees cooler.
I believe 100%. Do you ever go up in the river?
I've only been up in there 3 times, and it was a no-go for me.
No go?
Out there by Lula, Belton, and all that.
Must not been holding your mouth right.
Probably not. I saw some gar. That was about it.
Saw some gar up there.
Mm-hmm.
I seen somebody I seen somebody lay the comment down.
I'll sympathize with him. It's not as easy as people make it sound up there.
It can be dangerous.
It can be.
It can be very dangerous. You will lose the lower unit quick if you don't know where the channel is. So, yeah, that's pretty much. Anything else juicy before we go on? Because we can't see. We don't have the TV in front of us tonight, guys, because
the comment monitor is down.
Yeah, the comment monitor is down, so I'm going to be turning to Paul. So any of your comments, Paul's reading any of your comments. If he sees the ones that's good, he's going to shout it out and stop it. But in between that, I'm going to be asking, anything, any questions or any comments that are good.
You got to make them good. Y'all are lucky to even have a show tonight.
That's right. You are very lucky. Mm-hmm.
So
you're very lucky to have
Phil
a show.
says hi. He's down in Florida.
Huh?
Phil says hi. He's down in Florida. Phil Hutchison.
Okay, Phil Hutchison's down in Florida. Okay, well, appreciate you watching, Phil. Sitting on the beach, I guess. Anything?
So here's I think this is a kind of a deceptive one. Travis Smith, what do you look for when you're kind of on a roll and you're looking for a spot to stop? What sets a good spot apart from just an area that you're working? What do you see that you like?
You start that off.
What do I see that I like? I don't know.
You got the trolling motor on 100. What gets you to stop for a second?
Laydowns, the big docks with shade, probably like 2 boats in there. A good looking clay bank with a little bit of rock on it. That's really about it. I like laydowns. Beat up a laydown for a little while.
That's to beat up a laydown for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Any specific time of year?
All year.
Are you all year?
All
Okay.
year.
All year long. Okay. My man. What about you, Farmer?
As much as I fish docks, a marina always catches my
A
eye.
marina. Marina.
A marina always catches my eye. I always have to stop at least one
He
to,
wants that big dock.
just to see what's going on. Skip up under them pontoons and little nutches that are about like that where most people can't get to.
Mm. So you're trying to show off your skill.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Get
Okay.
griped at by the slip owners.
Okay. All right. So let's get into some situational things here in terms of going against the grain. We'll start with winter. We're just going with what it's going to be. Let's just start with wintertime. Wintertime, atypical time on any lake, specifically like any of these herring lakes. Ditches, timberline, fish head, swim
Channel
bait,
swings.
jig, channel swings, jerk baits, crank baits. What's something different that you look for, that you specifically try to target, that you specifically try to figure out how to catch fish on that is not that kind of stuff? Or do you just fish that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I keep it pretty simple. I say I fish the stuff that everybody else fishes, but I kind of don't. Everybody looks for the riprap walls and all the really good looking stuff, and it ends up getting beat up. So I feel like if you go over to the stuff that's not really that much of eye candy, you'll find a little more.
So there you go. So
Unmolested.
what about you?
Yeah, pretty much.
What about you?
If I'm going to go against the grain, a lot of people will fish say I like to fish channel swings in the wintertime. In the backs of these creeks where these fish can go deep. A lot of people fish the deep side of the channel swing. I'll actually go to the flat side and fish, and I'll put the boat right on where it drops off at, and I can make 4 or 5 casts and fan casts and cover all that water, that depth range from 0 foot all the way down to 25, 30 foot. That's where I'll sit the boat at, and I can cover different depths, find fish a little quicker.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. What about spring? Spring, everybody's throwing crank baits, spinner baits, stuff like that. What are you going to be throwing? What are you going to be looking for?
Last year, I actually threw some topwater about early to mid-March I started, and I was getting them pretty good on that. But other than that, fluking and spinnerbait is the deal.
What kind of spinnerbait?
I like the spot stickers and the mega bass.
Like
That's about the only 2 I throw right now.
Spot sticker and a mega bass. What about you?
Spot sticker makes a good spinnerbait.
Spot sticker
Yeah.
makes a good spinnerbait. I got a pretty good spinnerbait laying right
That's
here. Made by
Springtime, I don't go against the grain. It's springtime. I'm too much of a cranker. I like the crankbait, chatterbait.
So you ain't gonna look for anything off the wall.
I can't do it. Not in
You
the
can't do it.
springtime.
You can't do it in the springtime.
I'll dock fish a lot during the springtime because they'll pack under the docks in the spring.
Okay.
But
So you always looking for magic dock.
yeah, I'm always looking for that magic dock.
Magic dock. Okay. All right. So we got some top water.
We got a chatterbait question here.
We got a chatterbait
Y'all want a
question.
chatterbait question?
Ask
Sure.
away.
What kind of rod? You want glass? You want composite? Or you want graphite?
Depends on what I'm fishing. If I'm fishing rock, I want glass. If I'm fishing around docks and wood, I want a medium heavy graphite rod or a composite rod.
And why do you want the glass on rock specifically?
On rock specifically is when you can bump that chatterbait against the rock, and usually when you're fishing the rock or something like those, a fish will hit it from behind and push it. But when you load into them, the rod loads and doesn't give the fish enough time to spit the bait and get it foul hooked somewhere with it. composite rod, you'll hit them too quick if they push it from behind.
Okay.
That's what I found.
Okay.
Tim Hancock is incredulous that you guys don't throw big baits in the spring. Would you care to comment?
I never commented.
he didn't make it there.
You jumped the gun, Tim. You jumped the gun. I ain't throwing a spinnerbait the size you throw, but I'm throwing a spinnerbait with a big blade, and I'm slow rolling it. I'm slow rolling it around everything that I can find shallow. I want Miss Female largemouth bass to say there's an easy meal, a big meal, and I'm gonna get it.
Don't get me wrong, I'll throw a big swim bait in the springtime, but that goes back to my cranking roots. I'm moving.
Yeah.
So, Topwater, you're Topwater kind of guy mainly, and you like to find that magical dot. Anything else that, because springtime's magical. Springtime is one of those special times of the year where you can pretty much go to the lake with a handful of junk and throw it, and you can figure out how to catch some fish on it. Am I right or am I wrong?
Well, springtime, you can go there with any kind of rod and fighting fish.
Right.
I mean, people are catching fish offshore. People are catching them off points. People are catching them off saddles on the herring spawn. They're catching them on beds.
So if you got to, so I pose this question to you two. So if you got to go to the lake and it's the springtime and you have to go catch a fish, say I give you 1 hour, what are you throwing?
Spinnerbait.
A spinnerbait. What are you
You know,
throwing?
the time of year, what
I said
time?
spring.
Why? What time of spring? Early spring? Middle spring?
Just any. I'm gonna say March through about the 1st of May. You got 1 hour to show me one fish.
I'm gonna be burning bait with a DT6
Okay. So crankbait.
crankbait.
Okay. And you're pretty confident that you can bring me one fish in 1 hour.
Mm-hmm. Or topwater.
Okay. So this goes against with it anyway. So both of these guys are really looking for the baits that are really going to entice a big bite. They're really going to entice an aggressive fish. Topwaters, burning crankbaits and stuff, and spinnerbaits, slow rolling spinnerbaits, chatterbaits. These are bigger profile, more action baits that can entice a big bite, and that's what both of these guys are going to want to look for, and that's what they're going to go to the lake and try to use to target. So while everybody else is doing whatever they're going to be doing, these guys, you can look for these guys to be doing something along those lines in the spring. Now, summertime is a little bit of a different animal. Now, I know what you're going to be wanting to do in the summertime. All day long. My man, Topwater, all day long. Don't ever put it down. Don't ever put it down. Your biggest fish, your most aggressive fish are going to be the ones that's going to get a topwater bait in the summertime. From daylight till dark. And even after dark. After dark can be a pretty prime time to throw topwater if you know what you're looking for. And you know kind of what the fish are relating to after dark to catch fish on topwater.
Are you going to open up on that, or are you just going to leave it hang?
Do I need to open up on it?
I mean, I think you should a little. I mean, I don't know what I'm
After
looking at in
dark?
the dark. It's dark.
After dark? Well, me personally, what I'm going to do is as soon as it gets dark, I'm going to give it about 20, 30 minutes of darkness, and then I'm going to go find a lighted dock. And May through about end of June, I'm pretty much throwing two baits. If it's a shallower dock, I'm skipping a horny toad underneath it. If it's a deeper dock, I'm throwing a big spoon out in front of that dock. There, I said it. Farmer's got some juice over here. I don't know if he wants to hold it up or not.
I almost caught him.
Almost caught it.
There it is. That's a big one. I love the finish on that thing.
That is a
So
river
good.
to sea. What's the exact name of it? It's river to
It's
sea.
a worldwide spoon.
Worldwide Spoon. If anybody don't know who Worldwide is, that's James Watson. James Watson, he's a professional fisherman on the MLF tour.
I'll explain a little bit about it, I guess.
Go ahead, get after it.
This spoon actually does something a little bit different than any other flutter spoon. It'll actually back up as it sinks. So every 2 foot it sinks down, it backs up a foot. So I actually fish docks with this a lot. We'll pitch it in front of a dock and let it sink, and as it sinks, it falls underneath the dock. And I'll rip it back, let it sink back down.
And you have pretty good success doing that, don't you?
I've caught a lot of big fish doing that.
Have you done that?
I haven't thrown a spoon too much. I got some. I haven't thrown them out yet.
Like you said, night fishing under a deep dock with a spoon, with no pile under there, and a light or just a little street light.
Yep,
On the
even a
bank.
street light.
Even a street light on the back, that line will go slack, and you'll hit it. Like you said, 5 times out of 10, it's a striper, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's a big spot or a big largemouth.
I will go into detail on that. I know for me especially, and Farmer just kind of touched on it a little bit. Guys, when we're talking about fishing lights in the summertime, we're not just necessarily fishing green lights that are under the water. A floodlight that's on the bank or on the dock that's shining in the water can be just as magnetic as a green light. So bear that in the back of your mind, that if you see a floodlight on the bank and the light is flashing into the water, shining into the water, it can be just as productive as a green light that's underneath the dock. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I'm probably gonna get crucified for saying that, but I try not to. I've been gotten on to about trying to keep secrets, and I'm gonna try not to keep as many secrets anymore as we do in this show. So, but for me, I'm throwing a horny toad. I'm skipping a horny toad underneath those lights. If you've never done it, come on, we'll do it, and you'll freaking mind will be blown.
It can be really fun, or it can be really boring. It's one of those.
Well, when it's right, it's really fun. When it's right, it's really fun. What about you? Any dark? What do you like to do after dark?
I'm not out there too much at night.
Oh,
I've
come on.
I've been a few times, and we just hit docks with green lights and tore the crappie up, really. That and little stripers, white bass.
Okay. So you haven't really been able to put together a year after year kind of thing in regards to lights after dark in the summertime.
No, I've only had my boat now about a year, maybe a little over now, and I just started maybe staying out an hour past dark. But
so you need
2 green lights I was fishing. They don't even turn them on anymore now. So
that's been a given since COVID-19, and the Corps said let's turn these lights off on these docks. There's a lot of lights on the Lake Lanier specifically that have been turned off. There's a lot of lights on some other lakes, Burton, that are not on anymore. that got some juice around them, and they're just not no lights on them anymore. The lights are not on anymore. They keep them turned off. So that's good. So as you get on, but you got your boat, you've had it for a year, a little over a year now. You're going to get to experience that stuff. You're going to get out and go do it, and you'll learn a lot, and you'll learn a lot about yourself, and you learn a lot about some things that be like, aha, where it's going to be some good stuff. Paul, we got anything?
Not really. Just keep rolling.
Just keep on rolling. Okay.
Keep rolling, man.
Keep rolling with.
Casey Blanton says you need a jig and a midnight drag session. It'll change your life. I don't know what that means. I mean, is he fishing the jig? Is he doing something else? It might change your life either way.
Well,
I mean, fishing a jig after dark is just as good or better as fishing a jig in the daytime. I mean, a jig's going to catch fish year round.
It does.
They hunt. This is something that kind of a theory that I've heard. Do you guys feel that there's a lot of fish that, especially in places that get a lot of pressure, go nocturnal, and they're just nighttime fish, and they don't really do much during the day?
I think a fish, no matter the fish, feeds 4 or 5 times a day. That includes the 24-hour period. If they're that big, or if they get that big, they're going to feed 4 or 5 times a day, and sit down in this time of year and just reserve energy. It's hot. They'll eat in the morning, sometime in the afternoon, the evening, and then maybe 2 times at night.
Sounds about right.
I think there are periods throughout the summer that there's a bigger population of the fish that want to feed after dark as opposed to during the day. Those fish may bite during the day, but a lot of this is just my opinion, but a lot of the bites that they do during the day are more reaction than they are feeding. I say this a bunch. Fish don't have no hands, so they can't swat nothing out of the way. They only got a mouth, and only thing they can do is either kill it or swat at it. And when you got some hooks mixed in with that thing, a lot of times they get hooked up and they can't get it off. So I think a lot of it's reaction bite, but I believe specifically that there is a population of fish at certain times of the summer that you're going to get to bite better at dark, after dark, than during the daytime. But that's just my opinion. So
we got one from Phil here that I think y'all be able to sink your teeth into a little bit.
All right.
You guys like the current. Do you think that fish in current feed more often than lake fish?
I feel like fish in current that live in the current, I think they're more opportun. I think they're way more opportunistic than fish that live on the main lake.
Current sets them up. They sit there and wait for something to come into their sight range, and they'll drill it.
Yeah.
That's why I love going up in the river, and you can spot a lay down that's laying down in the river run. Toss past it as you come through it. One will go to the side and hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Just about every time. Current positions the fish a lot better than your main lake. Main lake, they're free to roam more than the current fish do.
Main lake fish seem to get more stagnated to me. They don't have to. They only want to exert energy when they want to exert energy. In my opinion, current fish that live in current, a lot of times they have learned and they know that the current will bring food to them, and they don't have to expend a whole lot of energy to get it. So they're more apt to want to get that bait more than a fish that lives on the main lake. However, that's a little bit different, in my opinion, on spotted bass. Spotted bass are a little bit different. If you are friends with Chris and you follow Chris on Facebook and follow Chris on Instagram, he's been very open about it. He's pretty much wore them out this summer on that OG herring. And he's catching spotted bass. And
Big spotted bass.
Tell us about it.
Big spotted bass. So I'm going to let you dive into that a little bit. Let you kind of talk about it. Just key this out. Start this off. What made you be like, I'm going to go do this and I'm going to stick to my guns on this and I'm going to figure it out? Because you did figure it out.
Throwing the OG?
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't have had one if it wasn't for my buddy getting one. He said he was listening to something and people talking about a secret bait, and then he figured out what it was, so he ordered one before we could all get one. And then I saw it, and we were out one day. I forgot where we were at, and I saw they only had one left, and I was like, dude, it's a little overpriced, but I need to get it. So I bought it. I went out the next day. I didn't really get anything that first day with it. And I went out the next day after that, and I just wore them out. It was something totally different. Such a big bait, makes all that noise, all that movement. They tear it up.
It looks different.
Yeah, a lot different.
It walks different.
Mm-hmm.
For anybody, we had Ryan Hanks and John Franco Corrado on. When was that? About a month and a half ago, maybe?
About a month
It was
and
the
a half,
last
yeah.
show we had where things didn't explode.
It was the last show we had where things didn't explode technology-wise. So it's been over a month. But we had them guys on, and Ryan was talking about the OG, and I know y'all all seen me sitting there because my eyes were like, "Woo, man, this is great!" I'm freaking Topwater plug, It's like this is my kind of style right here. Big baits, big bass, big stage, Bassmasters. Here we go, But no, in all seriousness, I got one too, and I've thrown it, and I haven't really been throwing it as of lately because my bite has turned on and I'm more apt to want to do my bite. However, I've been in the boat with a couple different people throwing a different topwater plug, and I've been throwing the cast, and I have let them throw on over the brush pile before I have, and I've thrown behind them and they come get that bait before they get theirs.
Mm-hmm.
It's something bigger.
It's something different. It's
Well,
something bigger.
movement, too.
It's action.
I've used that. I've used the cast lure because I've got one as a search bait over them brush piles. If I can't get them to come up on a skidder walk or a little IMA skimmer or something like that.
That bait's overrated.
Hey, well, I ain't gonna say nothing.
That bait's overrated,
But
in my opinion.
I can fire that cast out there. They'll come up and hit it. They might just smack at it, but then I can turn right back around and throw that other topwater back out there, and they'll come up and crush it after that. If they don't get the OG, once they come up, it's like they stay up. They're looking for it.
Now I'm gonna tell you this. I nicknamed the OG myself. I named it the get it bait.
Get
They swipe at
Because
it, yeah.
you'll throw that thing out there and be walking that thing and sweeping that thing and it go under the water. When it comes back up underneath the water after it does a little bubble trail thing that it does, Now, get it.
That's it.
So that's exactly what it is. But it's a game changer. It really is. And I think it just right now at this moment, it kind of outperforms other topwater baits, in my opinion.
Well, as soon as the word really gets out about it, it's going to be another one of the the chatterbait or the
Whopper plopper.
whopper plopper.
Whopper plopper. You
It's
throw
gonna
whopper plopper?
Yes, before I got on the OG, the Whopper Plopper
He
was
was
the
the
goat.
whopper plopper. Big one.
110.
110.
I was stuck on the
110.
75s, but
Oh, he's just
I don't know. I heard my boss throwing a 110 after a while one day, and I went and got another one. That's it.
oh Lord, I can't get over the little 75. Little
Ryan,
75.
Ryan, can you do all the different whopper plopper sounds?
Well, the 75's like the 90's like, and then the big 110's like.
110's it.
But then the 110, when they get the 110, it's like, you're like, oh my God, that's a big one. And you get it up, and it's just a 2-pounder. So I love it. I love the whopper plopper. Danny Pruitt's like the only person that I know that just
Won't throw one.
won't throw one. I don't know what I don't know what his deal with it is. He throws it about 5 times. And this ain't for me. He puts it down in the boat. Won't throw it no more.
Dude, the
I'll
Whopper
throw-
Plopper will kill him.
Whopper plopper, it gets on, dude.
I know the whopper plopper is a different bait, but I can't get away from a buzz bait. If I'm going to throw a buzzing bait, I'm going to be throwing a buzz bait, not a whopper plopper.
Yeah, I like buzz baits when the lake's down. That's just me though.
But then again, I stay shallow, so buzz bait is a little over the whopper plopper as much junk as I fish around.
It's been, I guess it's been about 6-7 years ago. We got on a buzz bait bite on Lanier right there before the lake came back up and stayed up that fall. Whew. I mean, we were calling our shots, man, with a buzz bait. I mean, we was catching the fire out of them. We were essentially what we were targeting. What we finally figured out after a couple weekends was we had found wolf pack spots, and these wolf pack spots in the fall, they were 4 and 5 of them in the school. Every single one of them in the school was somewhere between 3 and 4 pounds. And we were just finding them all over the lake. But they were cruising the banks, know-nothing banks, looking for bait in the fall. And there wasn't any kind of specific structure because the lake was down about 6-7 feet. And there wasn't really any good structure for them to really hold on to and hide to. So I think they were the bait was forced to move around.
Sounds like the TVA lakes.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like the TVA lakes the way they get. But on Lanier specifically, these wolfpack bass, they were everywhere. And we were catching them pretty good. I mean, it wasn't uncalled for us, on a bad day to have 13, 14 pounds, easy on a buzz bait. And after that, it was just trying to figure out how to upgrade to something a little bit different. But it was too much fun because a buzz bait, you just never know. It can be 2 pounds, it can be 5 pounds.
I figured out how to skip a buzz bait, and I haven't figured out how to skip a whopper plopper yet. So that's probably another reason.
I don't know if you can skip a whopper plopper. I'm sure there's a way to skip a whopper plopper, but
once I figured out I can skip that buzz bait up under stuff, I put the whopper plopper down.
Well, I don't know. That's just one of those things that I think the whopper plopper is kind of a generational thing. When the whopper plopper first came out, and I don't think you probably were only running the bank because the whopper plopper's been out for a couple of years now, but it was before you really got your boat, as you said. You may have had your kayak or whatever when it got come out, because it's probably 4 years old?
4 or 5.
Yeah. Man, when that thing first come out, dude, fish right like they ain't never seen nothing like that before. Mm-hmm. I mean, you just go.
Oh, when it first come out, I bought like 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah. I mean, you can pick a point. You can pick a point, man, or anything like that, or go down a bank that look good, and God Almighty, they just crush that thing. But now it just seems like it's gotten turned into the whopper plopper has turned into more of this situational style bait, to where they want to eat it sometimes, and then sometimes they shy away from it. But that's totally different than that OG herring bait. I'm real excited about the chug bug style bait that they're going to be having coming out. I'm going to have to get my hands on them. And I can't wait.
You okay?
What?
Are you looking at the camera like you've got the bubble guts or something?
No, I'm trying to read.
Trying to read comments.
I'm trying to read comments.
We're trying to read comments, but if you guys could see what we could see, I mean, all we see is this screen flashing on and off, and when it flashes on, like you can only or we can't even make out the names really of who's commenting, so we have to rely on Paul tonight to tell us if he sees anything juicy. So anyway, it's almost September. The topwater bites kind of started to slow down a little bit. It's not near as good as it was.
Which it hadn't really slowed down this year. Usually it's slowed down a lot by this time.
Usually now it's slowed down to a drastic halt. But it's going to be firing back up here soon as we creep on into September and on into October. You think that OG herring is going to play another big role?
I don't think I know. That thing is going to be it.
He
Fall
think
that,
he
and like
knows,
you said, that popper.
Knows it's going to be it. Yeah,
that thing caught some good spots for me. Like 8 weeks back to back.
I seen your pictures. Like I said, if go follow him on Instagram, go check him out, add him on Facebook, and he posts pictures. He's very active on it, and he's got the footage and the pictures and stuff to back it up, guys. He's put that thing in his hand, Chris has, and he's stuck to it, and he's really nailed it down. And I would say, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. You probably had more success on it this year than most everybody else has. I mean, I know a lot of people have caught fish, but as far as it's advertised it, you've had a lot of success on it this year, and compared to some other people.
I start to say every time I go to the Lanier, I have that thing tied on.
Yeah, I mean, I got it sitting in my rod locker right now in case I pull it out. But the
biggest thing I probably caught on is maybe a 3-pounder.
They don't like it upriver.
No, they don't.
Those stripers hammer that thing.
We ain't fishing for stripers.
I've tried to stay away from them
whichever
stripers.
one. Just hit it.
Paul banter with them for a minute. I've had upstairs.
So you'll be happy to know the man himself, Ryan Hanks, is in the comments. He says it's really cool to see you guys dial in the OG. It's a fun bait.
They actually just got done smashing on some redfish in Tampa Bay.
I saw his pictures. Those were some monster redfish.
Phil Hutchison, do you guys think the Topwater has held up because we've had slightly lower water temps than usual?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the bait still moved around. It hadn't dove the bait down so deep where they're in the timberline. Really, they've only made it 30 foot where you're seeing your bait
I'm not
mostly.
really looking that deep.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying you're cruising around and your thermocline is only set up at almost 25 foot from what I've seen. Usually it's at like 30 something foot or deeper by now. Usually got water temps in the 90s.
We still haven't made the 90s this year?
I think we finally made it this last couple weeks. We made 90 degrees.
Ridiculous.
That's crazy. I mean, usually you think about like late July. I guess late July, early August. That's now. So,
Well,
which OG are you guys using? Which size?
40.
40. Floating
So
40.
Yeah, the floating 40.
There you go, Tim Hancock, floating 40. What hook and ring setup are you using?
I didn't ever change the hooks out that came with it.
Yeah, whatever came with it is what I've been throwing on it.
I thought about getting a feather treble to put on the back of it to see if that changed any of the slapping that you get sometimes when they come up and smack at it. I thought about putting a feather treble on the back of it, see if that changed anything. But other than that, I haven't even thought about changing because it works as is.
Yeah.
You can fish it right out of the pack. Them hooks ain't gonna bend out.
See, I think when Ryan was here, we got a few, and they didn't come with hardware at all. So we kind of been when
you buy them in the pack, the hooks aren't on them. You have to put the hooks on.
Yeah.
But like I said, the hooks that come with it ain't gonna bend out, and you can fish it as is. But
what size are those? Do you figure?
Oh, I have no
Big.
clue. They're big enough to handle saltwater fish.
Yeah. I don't know. Dead air space. Our worst enemy, dead air. Ryan leaves and the shows down the tubes.
I'll ask you a question. When you're fishing your top waters, are you mainly focusing on your clay banks, rock, points? What are you focusing on mostly?
I mean, honestly, a little bit of everything. I kind of just start the morning out and roll with a little bit of everything.
You just get on the troll. You just get on the trolling motor and just hammer down a bank till they start biting, and then once
they
you
tell me what they're on, and then we just go from there.
How much water do you figure you cover in a day, Chris?
Honestly, there's no telling. It just depends on how they're acting. I had a couple weeks where I just had to go to 2 spots, and I'd sit on each one for 2-3 hours each, and I wore them out, and then I'd go home after that.
7 miles on the trolling motor.
Yeah, probably.
7 miles.
So, Chris Buddha says hello.
Buddha.
Nathan,
Yes, sir.
you sell your boat yet?
I've been seeing a lot of people selling boats right now.
Now's the time to sell your boat if you want to sell it.
I can't sell mine because I can't afford another one.
I won't argue that.
Well, you don't want to wait like 24 months to get another one?
That's too long.
I don't want
Dude,
to. I don't want.
Wait times are insane.
I don't want to pay $80,000 for a new boat. I'd be divorced in a week.
Me too. All right, so where we at?
We're in dead air is what we're in. We need you to start the conversation, man.
I had to go use the bathroom,
Well, you're back.
and I'm back. I just didn't know where we had left off.
I tried. I'm no talk host.
We finished it. We finished up with the OG, I think. Unless you want to share your super secret ring and hook combination.
I don't. Well, I mean, you talking about with the OG?
Yeah.
Well, big #1 Gamakatsus and 90-pound Spro split rings.
What are y'all throwing that on, by the way, the OG?
7.6 medium heavy.
No, you're not.
7.6 medium heavy, so I can get long cast, and I have a Daiwa Fuego 200 series reel, 9-1-1 gear or 8-1-1 gear ratio. and 17-pound P-line CXX.
You went lighter.
Huh?
I said you went lighter on the line than I do. I'm afraid to lose it.
He tie a good knot, you ain't gonna worry about losing it.
$40 slinging through the air. I have a hard
I
time.
don't worry about it.
Grip it and rip it.
I'm same as you on the 7.6 medium heavy. I've got the Shimano SLX on it, so it'll absolutely go a mile, and I'll fish 20-pound Cigar Invisex.
For your Topwater?
Mm-hmm. Oh, for the
Ryan
OG
said,
Heron.
Ryan said
Okay.
throw it on fluorocarbon. Do you throw it on fluor? Now, what do you say? Because if in case anybody missed it, Chris said y'all going to say something about me. So what are you throwing it on?
The whole show is going against the grain, Chris.
Yeah, so
This is
go
your
against the
chance.
grain right
This
now.
is
So
your
I have
chance.
the same SLX setup as you, but I'm throwing it on a 7-foot or a 7.1 medium heavy.
God almighty, that thing just about touch you in the head when you sling it.
It's in straight braid.
Straight braid. What's pound braid?
20.
20.
That's tiny.
Tiny braid.
If you're gonna throw braid on anything, if you ain't throwing 50 and up, you wasting your time, in my opinion.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm not as much of a power guy as I am. I'm going to probably step on my own feet here, but I have a couple spinning rods that's got 15 on them.
That's okay. How many spinning rods you got?
4
Four.
spinning, 4 casters.
How many you got?
5.
Spinning rods?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, cool.
Do y'all only do the little swoop with the OG, or y'all do anything else?
I'll do anything and everything with it.
I'll pop it. I'll try and walk it at some point. If they're sitting there just chasing the tail end of it, I'll actually try and walk it like a
That's
walking
what I
bike.
like to do.
I just step on your toes.
That wasn't juice. That doesn't work.
It's not what
Chef
it was.
ain't never caught a fish like that.
Never.
Throw that thing out there as far as you can, and as soon as it hits the water, walk it, and then rip it. And as soon as it comes back up from a rip, hold your rod tip up like this and sit here and do this with it.
Is there a sound effect that goes
thing,
with that?
That thing does this number across the top
That
of
thing,
the water.
that thing works so much different than any other topwater bait I've ever fished. You get
It
that.
looks, when you're doing this number with it, it looks like damn bait going across the top of the water.
That walk it does. It sits there and it doesn't do its regular walk like a regular topwater. It actually folds to the side.
It rolls over.
and then
yeah.
it folds to the side, coming back again. That thing works.
I pretty much do it the same way as you walk it, and then do the little swoop, but I walk it like super hard. It's jumping and making
Yeah.
noises the whole time.
Yeah. Well, I figured out when they were eating it real, when they were, for me, not for everybody else, but for me, when they were eating it really good, I couldn't reel the thing fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was, and they were chasing it down.
They will.
I mean, they were their eyes were probably freaking fire red, dude, trying to chase that thing down. When they're like, I gotta get it. And they wasn't going to stop until the closest bite I had was about 15 feet from my boat.
Nice. I know that was fun.
And it just, I just held on.
I've had some crazy blow-ups on it. I had almost a 4.5 pound spot jump out of the water and miss it, but somehow turned and dove on it and got it on the way down. And I've had a striper come completely out of the water sideways and nail it.
I'm really impressed with that Cast OG float. I actually was looking on their website. I want to get one of their big poppers
Yeah.
and try on that
Those
on
look
Lanier.
Yeah, they're like that big,
Yeah.
and they got a cone on like that
I wa-
big.
Well, I mean, I'm sitting here thinking everybody fishes. What is it? The
Chug bug.
chug bug.
Shallow blows.
Ripping that thing across the water and everything, making it spray. I'm sitting there going, you don't have to work that big one as hard, and you still get that monstrous spray.
Now I had one, and I did not get it on footage. I have a GoPro on the back of the boat, and I'll be damned if it wasn't this way. But I seen the bass come up. It was about a 3-pounder, and it come up, and I seen it come straight up like this when it got it, and it got that thing in the middle and I seen it get it in between the hooks and go down with it. And when I set the hook, I took it away from it. But it was the craziest bite. It just like that with it.
That straight braid.
Huh?
That straight braid. As soon as they look at it and turn, it's over with.
Well, you live and learn. I mean, we're always learning about it. So, but I did when it went down and it came back down with it. When I took it, when I swept it, I had it for a second and it come off, and I don't think I got the hooks into it or not because just where that it come up, I seen it. It got it. I mean it got it. The hooks are right here and it right here. It went down with it, and I was like, God, it squared it up, dude. How did I not get it in the boat? But it's a fun bait. If you don't have one, you need to get one. I believe Ryan. I talked to Ryan yesterday, and he it was either yesterday or today. I can't remember what day it was. But yeah, I talked, and they're going to be having some restock coming up. He's going to have some. It's called the 30G. And it's going to actually have the hard. He said they're actually going to have the hardware with it. So it's going to come with split rings and it's going to come with the hooks. So that bait will be ready to throw out of the package. You won't have to do nothing to it. So it's going to be a great thing, and hopefully it holds its. Hopefully it holds on to it for a while because that bait is different. They're all different, and they're fun to throw. They work. In my opinion, they work on the main lake when sometimes nothing else will, as far as trying to get them to come up on Topwater. But anyways, on to that. So
here's a Topwater thing. Speaking of against the grain, I think we brought it up maybe 2 or 3 shows ago. The black Topwater in high sun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's more contrast. If you're looking up and you're underwater and you're looking up and anything's going across the top of water, it's going to have a silhouette. But if you're fishing a black Topwater, it's just still going to be the silhouette. It just doesn't have the flash, say, as a chrome bait does. It's still the silhouette. They still see it, and they're going to come up and smash it. It just doesn't have the flash of like a chrome or a white. That's what I think.
Well, when Ryan was here, he was talking about how they like to throw the black one more than they like to throw the OG herring.
The purple.
Huh?
The purple.
Yeah, whatever. that
herring, whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's the purple with the bone is the OG herring. And that black chrome one, it's got chrome silver
fins
and stripes down the side of it, and it's black. So it's you know, they say they like to throw that one more than they like to throw that OG. So I don't think you could go wrong with either one, really. I'm sure either one of them has their time and their purpose. But
all right,
we're going to be seeing more and more coming from it because cast is here and cast is here to stay. And we'll see what else they're going to be coming out with because I'm sure they're going to keep on coming on with it. If you go follow them on Instagram, Cast. If you don't follow them, dude, they catch anything and everything on those baits. I mean, they catch sharks, they catch snook,
all of it.
Jack Travail.
Yeah, the GTs, tuna. I mean, it's just it triggers fish's predatory instincts to bite. It really does.
Yeah, them redfish he posted not 1 or 2 days ago were massive.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, so go follow them on Instagram. Follow Ryan Hanks. Follow Cast. I can't remember what it's Cast USA on Instagram. Go give them a follow. And Ryan's got a lot of footage. They got one hell of a damn film crew. They got some real good videos, and they really put it in on the action, and you'll really enjoy it. So go follow them. Go on Instagram if you got Instagram. So Paul, how much longer are we going to run? I know we had technical
We're
difficulties.
at 1:55 right now. I figured y'all were good for about one more segment, and we'd call it.
All right. Well, so
whatever you got next on your big board there, and
You gotta go over the electric elites or something like
no,
that.
I was going to
We'll
wait
wait
on
on
that
Danny.
for Danny. We were going to have an electric elite announcement, but I don't really know anything much about it. That's all Danny and Chris and all of them. We'll wait till hopefully next week Danny will be back. So, just the basic. I guess what
let's
we can.
let's circle back to the show concept. If we could,
Yeah.
just go around the table and give us, one time when conventional wisdom said to do X and you did, Y,
Yeah.
and it worked. Chris looks like he's ready.
Well, Chris can go first.
I don't know if this will count, but I think it was back in early February, first couple weeks of February. The lake got really muddy. We had a bunch of rain, and everywhere by Laurel Park and up and whatnot was super muddy. Even before Laurel Park was super muddy, and everybody was looking for clean water or trying to find deeper clean water. And I made it a point to set my boat for 5 weeks straight in 10 foot of water and never leave it, and just parallel the banks with a crankbait, and I wore them out, quality and quantity.
How many people were talking about that bite?
Quite a few. They were wondering how I was getting them up there, but that muddy water, they just get on the banks.
What time of year is this?
February,
Yeah, that explains a lot.
January, February.
That explains a lot. Yeah, that's pretty. Now a lot of people run from that. A lot of people run from muddy water.
No way.
And
The watercolor looks good.
biggest
The
advice:
dirtier, the better.
the only time I run from muddy water is if it's that it looks like a mud puddle, where
Silt
it's
mud.
just silt mud, and they don't really like that silt mud. But if it rained, let's pretend it's February, and it rained today, hard, and you're gonna go fishing Saturday. The fish that's in that muddy water by Saturday, they're already used to it. They're
Water's
used to
warmer,
it.
too.
Yeah, and the water's warmed up too. When the sun comes out, muddy water warms up quicker, and they will stick their nose on the bank
Yep.
like it's nobody's business,
Yep.
and they will get the first thing that comes by them. You got to cover a lot of water, but the quality of fish will outweigh the quantity of fish doing that. You may only get 8 to 10 bites all day,
Those 8 to 10
but those 8 to
bites
10 bites are going to be the ones that you want.
My buddy and I, we were shocked. Like, he was like, "You're really not going to leave out of 10 foot of water?" And I said, "The graph is going to say 10 foot the entire day we're out," and that's what we did.
That's the way you can be. That's the way it can be that way. So that's going against the grain, because a lot of people run from dirty water. They want to find that clear water. And I'm not saying clear water don't help, but there are certain times of the year where muddy water will outfish clear water, hands down. It will. What about you? What have you done?
Well, it's about, I say, 3 years back when we had that really hot spring. Everybody's looking for bedding fish and bed fishing and stuff like that. And I found those magical docks,
Mm-hmm.
and I was seeing bluegill everywhere, bass all over the bluegill, skipping a horny toad or a top toad up under docks and catching some giants. Caught a 10-2 that day. Had a couple pushing 6 blow up on it. Had a dang good day doing that. When you see brim in the springtime, you better fire something bluegill pattern close by. Big
What-
boys sitting there.
Well, what I do, and I do it every year, regardless of what's going on. The hotter it gets, the shallower I get. The hotter, I like 95 degrees, water temperature in the upper 80s.
I ain't gonna argue with you.
You can really You can really lay the wood to them, and I do it sometimes. Some days I can go do it real good. Some days I can't. It's just hit or miss. But I like to take the gamble, and I like to do it, and I'm not really going to change. I've had too many big fish do that, and I've had too many bags where it took 11, 12, 13 pounds to win in the dead of summer, and I got just as much as them. And I didn't have to sit out in the hot sun and
sit in the shade,
drop shot all day long, and whatever. And I've had some pretty good days, and it's a lot more fun. To me, it's more fun. There's nothing like a topwater bite at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
I like that close. I like that close combat fishing.
Yeah, I do too.
That flip it from me to Chris into a brush or a tree laying down, and just watch that line go taut, and then
yep,
here he comes.
Yeah, he's getting in the boat. So, this goes against it. I won't say this. If you feel like you want to do something and you want to fish a certain way, just because someone else is doing it or your buddy's doing something completely different does not mean, again, that you have to go do what they're doing to catch fish. Confidence is key in any kind of fishing, whether it's trout fishing, bass fishing, striper fishing, whatever. If you don't believe in what you're doing and you don't have belief in yourself, then you might as well do something completely different.
Might as well just go home.
Might as well go home. But if you want to, there's the fish, just because fish are everywhere in any given lake. It's all about whether or not you can figure out what you need to do to get bit. And that is just in itself considered going against the grain. When everybody else is doing one thing, go do something different. Because I can promise you this, if you can figure out something a little bit different than what everybody else is doing, 9 times out of 10, all those fish that you figure out how to catch them that way, those fish are going to be unmolested, because you're going to be one of the only few people doing it.
Oh yeah, especially this time of year.
Yeah, you won't have to worry about running out of fish. So, with that being said, I know this episode was a little bit technical difficulties again. Hopefully next week we will have this thing kind of squared away a little bit better, and then we will be able to bring to you a much better show. With that all being said, guys, we appreciate you watching. Appreciate all the support again. It's been real fun. Chris, I know it's been a little bit awkward, a little bit different of a show.
No, it was fun.
But I hope you liked it. Chris was a little bit nervous coming into it. He told me. He's like, I'm a little bit nervous. I said, no, just be yourself and you'll be fine. So I hope you enjoyed it. As kind of crazy and as it was getting in the beginning of it. So we'll love to have you back. Come back again. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, sir.
And it's good to meet you. And I can call you a friend, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
And Jonathan, as always, a pleasure. Thank you for keeping the power turned on to all of our houses.
Yeah.
So, and we're glad Paul's back from Wisconsin and had a good trip. I think he caught a lot of fish, caught a lot of kings and some perch and smallmouth candy. Smallmouth candy. I know he had a fun time, and we're glad he went up there and was safe and come back home. With that being said, though, guys, we appreciate you watching again. Thanks for tuning in, as always, and we will see you guys on the next one next week.